I wish I had the rights to Return of the Mac by Mark Morrison. I'd be playing that right now because it's a happy day. Khalil Mack comes back to the Chargers on a one year deal, $18 million. Great news. We have one of our edges back. He's great at stopping the run. He takes on double teams. Just an amazing player. He's been a monster for the Chargers ever since we got him. The Raiders are probably still upset that they lost Khalil Mack, and now they've lost Max Crosby too. But it's a happy day in Charger land. Khalil Mack wants to retire a Charger. He wants to win a title with the Chargers. This is his year. If we build up the rest of that O line, we have our center now. You get the guards right. You get that O line straight. You have Mike McDaniel calling the offensive genius. Will score 30 plus points per game this year. And if the defense is humming like it can with Khalil, hopefully we get Owe back too. It's scary times right now for the rest of the league with Khalil Mack back, and it's just a happy day for Charger fans. Happy day. Tyler Biadasz from the Washington Commanders, our new center. That deal's looking even better now after Connor McGovern resigns with the Bills for more money than we paid Tyler. So, and who knows what's going to happen with Linderbaum? He could stay. He could be in a bidding war. Luckily, we don't have to be in a bidding war to get our center. We've already got one, and another piece of the puzzle is down there for the Chargers. All we got to do is sign Owe. I would like to get Zion back. I know there are some Charger fans who don't want Zion. Zion's had trouble picking up stunts. He's had struggles at times. But you get Zion next to a competent center like Tyler, like Corey Linsley. Zion plays better. He needs someone to help him pick up those stunts. If Tyler can be the guy to do that for him, if this new coaching staff, this new offensive line coach who did a great job with, hey guys, free Palestine. Yeah. And man, it's just great news. Just great news. And definitely we want everybody to be free. 72 viewers right now. Thanks, guys. I'm just so happy to be a Charger fan right now because to have Mac back, we're this much closer to a championship. You get Owe. Hi. Is the patriarchy oppressing white women? Today is your birthday. Happy birthday, Xavier. Is the patriarchy oppressing white? Well, we're talking Chargers right now. So, yeah. But man, what a time to. Yeah, you're welcome. What a time to be a Charger fan right now. Because we can win. We can go to the Super Bowl this year, guys. We got to win our division. The defense is closer to being back to what it was. You have a great draft. You add a few guys here and there, and this team has what it takes. Definitely does. Man, and what a way to cap off Khalil Mack's career if he can win a Super Bowl with the Chargers. You'd love to see it. I'd love to see Keenan get a Super Bowl with the Chargers. Will that happen? I don't know. I don't know if Keenan will be back. Jason, should Chargers resign Owe or go for Hendrickson? That is a good question. That is a good question because Hendrickson was a beast for the Bengals. He had a down year, like a lot of Bengals players did. Owe is still young. Owe had 7.5 sacks last season for the Chargers after that trade. He had another 3.5 sacks in the playoffs. I would go with the youth of Owe and knowing what you're getting with Owe. Hendrickson could be on a downswing. Yeah, well, it all depends on the contracts. You know, the Chargers are going to be smart with the contracts. If Owe's pay gets crazy, if Hendrickson wants too much money, the Chargers can always go in the draft now. Now that you have Mack back and you have Thule, you have two edges. This draft class is a deep edge class. You can get your edge in the draft if one of those other edges is too expensive. And even if you do resign Owe or go after Hendrickson, still draft another edge. And then you got four of these guys, and you have a young core with Thule, the draft pick. And this is Max last year. You know, you have to assume it's his last year, 1 year deal. And so I think you're going to have to draft an edge either way. And then you'll have four edges, five if you count Kyle Kennard, who hopefully comes on this year. We don't know. He wasn't able to do anything last year. Third round pick, but he could still develop. So you could end up with five good edges, possibly. You move on from Bud Dupree. And now you really got to, besides Owe, besides finding that other edge, you really have to focus on the guard market now. Get that other starting, get the starting right guard, figure out what you're going to do with Zion. I'm sure they'd like to have Zion back if he's not too much money. The guard market has exploded the last couple of years, so he could be asking $20 million a season, and a lot of Charger fans would not like to see Zion back for that money. But he's a young, athletic guard. A lot of these guards that are on the market right now are older. We'll see. It'll be very interesting to see how the draft and free agency plays out. But two big pieces already the Chargers have secured. So these are steps to the Super Bowl. I really see that right now. And tell me what you guys think we should do with the remaining cap space. We have, let's see, it was about $90 million before Mack. So he took $18 million. So you're looking at, $72 million left to spend, which seems like a lot of money, but you do have a lot of returning players to sign. There's going to be a lot of those small deals that Joe likes to do, those little $3 million, $5 million deals. So you still have to fill out the rest of the roster, add depth. You got to get a swing tackle behind Slater and Alt. Hopefully we draft a swing tackle because one of those guys goes down. We've seen it. It's too tough. And I said something too that some people on Twitter kind of argued with me about how we still need to draft another center. And, not in the first round, maybe not even in the second round, but you need another guy. We have no backup center right now, and we've seen injuries wreck our offensive line already before. You need a young guy in there just in case. And we saw what happened with the retirement of Corey Linsley. Then you're left without a center. Same thing just happened with the Bears. They had an all-pro center, just retired, only 28 years old, something like that. So, and our center's already going to be 29 before the season starts. So you draft another center just to have that insurance, and you got to fill out those guards. Get a hey, get a even after you do that, you got to get another guard or two in the draft. And like I said, that swing tackle. But and it's interesting seeing the Chargers linked to wide receivers like AJ Brown, Mike Evans. It looks like they would like another X receiver. I like KLS for that role. He flashed in training camp, preseason. He's the kind of downfield threat that I don't think Chargers realize he can be. Blazing fast, tall guy, and but maybe he's not ready yet. We haven't seen it yet, and he's young. We saw flashes that Kansas City game. He had a nice touchdown. So it seems like they'd like a proven guy at that X receiver position to pair with Ladd, to pair with QJ, Trey Harris, who looks like he'll have a breakout season, and Rondé Gaston. We still need another tight end. So are they going to draft a young tight end like Sadid in the first round, like he's been mocked to us in some drafts, who's athletic but has a problem with drops? That'll be interesting to see, just to see how the rest of this off season plays out. But the way it's gone so far, you have to give it an A+ to get Khalil back, to get our center. After we already saw Connor McGovern goes back to the Bills, so that market for Tyler Lindenbaum has just gotten crazy because there's going to be 5-6 teams bidding for him if he doesn't go back to the Ravens, which I don't know how much money the Ravens have left. They're going to have to work some magic, restructuring deals. I don't think they can pay Tyler Lindenbaum $25 million a year like he wants. So that's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. But luckily, we don't have to wait to free agency for our center. We've got him. He's athletic. He can get to the second level like Mike McDaniels likes his centers to do. He's good in the zone scheme. He helped Washington get all the way to the conference title in Jaden Daniels' first season last year. He kicked our butts at SoFi. I was there at that game when Washington beat the Chargers. Washington was not favored, but Tyler was blocking up lanes for Bill Jacoby Merritt to run wild all over us for over 100 yards and a couple touchdowns. And to see what Tyler, I'm just going to call him Badass, Biadasz, Badass. He'll be a badass for the Chargers. 3 years, $30 million, and you get the other side of the ball, Khalil Mack, who we missed so much in that Washington game. We didn't have Khalil. We had Kyle Kennard, not able to set the edge. And Bill was just running wild, running behind Tyler, Badass, and springing to the outside. We couldn't stop anybody going to the outside because our edges, because we didn't have Khalil. So it's great to have Khalil back for one more year. Hopefully we get Owe. And there's plenty of other edge options, like has been mentioned here. There's edges in free agency, in the draft. If we don't get Owe back, it's not the end of the world. But it would be nice. It would be nice to have him back, and then you have that core and the defense set, and you can do whatever you want in the draft. You can have flexibility, go get a safety, another corner, defensive tackle. We could use a few more of those guys too on the defense, just to with Jesse leaving to shore up that defense even more. That would be nice because the offense, we're we're just an O line away now, and we've got that center, we've got the left tackle, we've got the right tackle. It's great to see, guys. It really is. Are are you guys as excited as me right now? Pumped that there could be on a Super Bowl on the way for the LA Chargers. What do you guys think? Are you as optimistic as I am right now that the Chargers could be back into the Super Bowl just like 1995 against the San Francisco 49ers when they had that super team? I watched that Super Bowl. I'm old. I remember watching that, rooting for the Chargers. But man, happy day for the LA Chargers, bringing back Hall of Famer Khalil Mack, leader in the locker room, and still a great player at this advanced stage of his career. You have to wonder, maybe does he come back one more year after this? We have to see how this season goes, but great deal, 1 year, $18 million. He probably could have gotten more on the free agent market, but he wanted to come back. He wanted to come back to his home in LA and finish what he started. He's had that bad taste in his mouth of losing in the playoffs. He's never won a playoff game. Neither is Justin Herbert. So, but we're building, these guys see we're building the pieces around him. We have Mike McDaniel to scheme up easy touchdowns for these guys. I saw an interesting article linking Devon Achane linked to the Chargers. The Dolphins want a first round pick, which is too high. But that would be amazing if you compare Achane with Omarion Hampton, with Kamani Vidal. That would be every fantasy football player's dream to, well, every Chargers dream to see those two get together, because those two would take away from each other in fantasy football. But man, if you could add another weapon in there while securing the O-line, while shoring up the defense, whether it be at running back or receiver or tight end, I think this offense is already stacked the way it is. And with McDaniel calling the plays, he's such a genius at studying what another team's tendencies are. He did it to the Chargers. There's a video of him talking about when they played last year. He knew the formation. He knew, okay, if I line four guys up on this side, my tight end Waller is going to be wide open in the end zone, and he was. And now to have that on this team that was so stagnant on offense a season ago, the Greg Roman offense, where everyone knew what we were going to do, and we just didn't have the O-line to be able to do what Harbaugh and Greg Roman wanted to do. Well, now you've got this offensive genius where even if he doesn't have an O-line that's amazing, like we're trying to stack up, he can do a lot of things with. He can do a quick game. He can scheme up guys to be wide open. So to see that kind of creativity with the defense that you hope is still as strong without Jesse Minter, Chris O'Leary comes back. Everybody loves that guy. He runs the same system as Jesse Minter. He's a Jesse Minter disciple. I've said Jesse Minter 2.0. So you get that back, and you get Khalil Mack back, and the dominoes are all just falling into place right now for the LA Chargers. Love to see it. Love to see it. But man, tell me what you guys think. I'm getting out of here in a minute, but just so excited. I had to jump on, talk about this news. And as a Chargers season ticket holder, I cannot wait to go to SoFi and see us with a real offensive line protecting Justin Herbert. with that defense back. If we can be the same defense, the same, you know, top 10 kind of defense without Jesse Minter, and then we're still scoring 30 points a game on top of that with Mike McDaniel and his offense, who's going to stop us? Who's got it better than us? Nobody. No. Because Trey Harris, we've seen the flashes last year. He was doing a lot of blocking. He's got a lot of those Keenan Allen traits, but younger, quicker. We've always known Ladd is that guy. And Ladd took a step back last year. Ladd is going to step up again with Mike McDaniel calling up plays for Ladd, getting him in that slot that Keenan was taking a lot of snaps away from him. That's just how it happened. But you get Ladd being more explosive. You get Rondé involved. You get Trey Harris stepping up. Omari Hampton healthy. Kamani Vidal to back him up. This team is scary, man. And Mike McDaniel knew that already. That's why he wanted to join this team. He saw the potential. If you can't beat him, join him. He did. And Omari Hampton has a chance to look like Christian McCaffrey did in McDaniel's offense with the 49ers. You could see Omarion doing a lot of things, catching a lot of passes from Herbert out of the backfield just to alleviate the pressure on Herbert as well, even with a better offensive line. So to see that, and man, Mack and Thule on the edges, you can't run on them. They can get pressure too. You locked up Tier Tart, who can get pressure on the inside. Caldwell in his second season, who had a great rookie season. You got Derwin back. You got Dante Jackson, who was our number one corner last year. Still in Cam Hart, Tarheeb still developing these young corners. This is a really talented defense, guys. I think people underestimate that. And people really are not ready for the kind of offensive fireworks we're going to see in this new offensive system. It's going to be fun to watch, guys. Can't wait to see it. Can't wait. What other moves are you Charger fans looking forward to seeing? Is Oweh the next domino we want to see fall? Is it a guard? Is it re-signing Zion? I know there are a lot of Charger fans who are not for Zion coming back. Oweh. Yeah. Oweh would be huge because he's young. Look, he's only, 26 years old. We saw what he could do in that NASCAR package. He's got the speed that our other edge rushers are more power. Khalil and Thule are more power. And then you got Oweh just with that speed. And we saw it in the playoffs, guys, the 3 sacks, Chargers record. So, yeah, it'd be great to see young Oweh come back. We traded for him, see him stay a Charger. He likes it here. The question is just going to be money, like it usually is. How much money does Oweh want? Is it within our range, or is he going to want some crazy amount? I wouldn't be mad at Zion. I'm curious to see what we get with the 22nd pick. Yeah, the Chargers can go in a lot of different ways with that 22nd pick. And there's been, a tight end mock to us, corner, defensive tackle, edge. They can really go in so many different ways. Maybe if a guard slides to him, or we go into the second, third round, get another guard. I really want to see us. I know we got that center short up, but I'd love to see us get maybe three offensive linemen in this draft. Get at least another guard, a guy who can play center, a swing tackle. Get at least four linemen out of those five picks that we have this year. Would be crazy to see because we've neglected the O line in the draft too long. Other than Joe Alt, no draft picks, which is something you could ding the front office for. For Joe Ortiz has been fired as far as everything else, the draft, free agents, except for building the draft in the O line with O line. So you would love to see it this year. They've already attacked that center position without a bidding war. I would like Zion back just because he's got familiarity. He's athletic. He's super strong. And he can get to the second level like you want with the zone blocking for McDaniel. If we don't get a big fella, I really want the tight end from Oregon or a true X receiver. Yeah, I agree. That tight end Sadid has been mocked to us, super athletic. He has had an issue with drops, which Charger fans know about with QJ. That's a tough thing. But yeah, we would like to have another X receiver. I think KLS can be that guy, but we haven't seen proof yet. So until you see proof, you need another guy just to be sure. You don't want to make QJ the X receiver. He's more of a Z. And yeah, or you could even go defense, like I was saying. So there's so many different possibilities for this Charger team. Free agency hasn't even started, and we're getting our own guys back. So I agree. It would be great to see Owe back before free agency even starts. Get that deal in place so you're not in some crazy bidding war. But how much does he want? That's the question. We don't know. But what a start, guys. What a start to get the center and the Mac back. It's all the ingredients of a Super Bowl team that you just get that line right. We all know as Charger fans, protect Justin Herbert. He can dice it up. And now with the play caller, we're going to be an offensive, explosive team again, like we were with Staley, but to actually have the defense to go along with it. Because it's always been we either have a great offense, terrible defense, great defense, terrible offense. It's been flip-flopping that way the last 6+ years. And to finally have both on that same level. Now, the interesting question is going to be special teams. Are we going to go out and get a new returner? Dede hasn't looked healthy. He didn't look healthy this last year. He did not play well. Do they think Dede's going to get right, or do you go with Shaheed from the Seahawks, who was explosive? We saw him return kicks for touchdowns. He can be that X receiver, but how much money is he going to want? Probably $20+ million a season. That's a lot to give a receiver. So we have to see how this plays out, but I'm loving it, guys. Absolutely loving it. Excited to be a Charger fan and what the season can bring. Bolt up, guys. Bolt up. I'll try to come to you guys again next time when we have a big signing here. Chill Hiatus says I'd really like a 6'5" deep threat red zone type of X. I think we should get Owe for a good price. I hope we can grab my steal of the draft this year. Yeah, who's your steal of the draft this year? But I agree. I'd love to have a 6'5" deep threat red zone type of X. Pons from Indiana. Okay. Yeah. Hey, I didn't watch Indiana, so I don't know, a cornerback. Okay. If he can be a lockdown corner to go with Dante Jackson, that's a need on this team because our other corners still in Hart, they're young, they've been up and down. Hart's had his concussion issues. He's up and down. He can get beat at times. Still had a little bit of a down year, but I think he bounces back. Very sticky, but just undersized. Okay. Chargers can work with that. The Chargers are great with corners. If he's really sticky, he can be a shutdown corner. And you would love to see that paired with Dante Jackson in this defense and the pass rush. If you can get Owe back, that's a deadly combination. When you have those lockdown corners and the pass rush going with Owe, Mack, Thule, and possibly another edge you get in the draft. If Kyle Kennard steps up this year, 5 edges possibly, it'd be insane. That would be insane. So Pound sounds like a good pick for the Chargers. Hopefully we see it. And I agree about that deep threat type of X who's tall. We've missed that since we had Mike Williams. He was a guy you could just throw the ball up to in the red zone. He'd get down the field quick for his size. And we've missed that. I was so pumped when we re-signed him just last year to see him retire unexpectedly. Sad, but great guy. He started following me on X. So all the best to Mike Williams. Hopefully we get another guy like him. Could KLS be that guy? He's faster than Mike Williams. We've seen him with some of the jump balls in preseason in training camp. So that would be fun to see. Chill says he's going to be like Asante Samuel Jr., probably better. Asante started off hot with the Chargers. Injuries played a part in his decline. But yeah, Asante looked like a star corner and it just kind of flamed out. So if he can be that type of corner, that would be good. Mike Williams broke my heart. He used to make 50-50s, 70-30s. Definitely. It was just like basketball, like a jump ball. You just throw it up to him, he's going to come down. And much like Anthony Davis, every time he came down, it's like, oh, did he get hurt on that play? It was always scary, but you knew Mike was going to catch the ball. And man, in that Raiders barn burner, in that game against Cleveland at SoFi, that I still say is the most exciting game I've ever seen at SoFi, where both teams had around 50 points. The Chargers came back and won it at the end. And because of Mike Williams, I bought Mike Williams jersey at SoFi at the game, right after the game, because it was such a barn burner, so fun to watch, to see Mike Williams make those plays. Huge fan. So sad. Exactly like you said, broke my heart to see him go. But man, if KLS can even be 75% of that, I think KLS is faster. I don't think he has quite the jump ball ability that Mike Williams had. I don't know if anybody had. He was so great at that. Really, like you said, made plays 70-30s. I like Trey Harris too. Same. Great route runner, amazing blocker. He makes plays when you need it. You need a touchdown. You need a third down. Reminds me of Keenan Allen, really, a young Keenan Allen. So, and that's another thing. Do we bring Keenan Allen back? Fan favorite, can still get open, but he's got no yak ability anymore, because the age factor. He's losing the speed. He's going to take snaps away from Ladd. And what do you want? Do you want Ladd with his quickness, or do you want the dependability of Keenan Allen? Tough decision, but we'll see what Joe and the guys do. But man, what a start, guys. I have to get going in a minute. Any other comments, questions, hit me up. Otherwise, smash that like button, subscribe, drop me the comments like you guys are doing. Love to see it. Love you, Charger fans. And enjoy your weekend, guys. Free agency is about to start in a few days, but we're already ahead of the game. You love to see it. Love to see it. Bolts up, and I'll see you guys soon. Later.